Hello, my Biblio darlings, and welcome to Bibliothesia. My name is Mally, and the story that we're going to be reading today is called Smelly Socks. But before we do that, let's remind our body that we're safe right here and right now, and we're going to do it through a deep breathing exercise and through my reading jokes to you. So let's start off with a deep breathing exercise. And how we're going to do it is we're going to inhale for 4 counts, then we're going to hold the breath for 4 counts, then we're going to exhale out for 8 counts. So here's how we start. We're going to pretend we have a balloon inside our tummy, and we're going to make the balloon bigger as we inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold the breath for and now exhale out for 8 like you're blowing out birthday candles. Good. Oh, pardon me, I burped, which is I think how my body tells me that I'm relaxed. Well, with that, when we are calm with our body, it makes experiencing big emotions not as intense, and it makes just living every day that much easier and calmer, and things are more peaceful, which for me is heaven. And now a different way of reminding our body that we are calm right here right now is to laugh. So I'm going to reach over and get my joke book and share with you some jokes. Here's the first one. Knock knock. Who's there? Wedge. Wedge who? Where'd you get those sunglasses? Where'd you get those sunglasses? Like, where'd you get those sunglasses? But it's Wedge. And here's a second joke. Knock knock. Who's there? Heavy. Heavy who? Have you seen my dog Nibbles? Like, have you seen Heavy? Okay, next joke. Ready? Okay. Knock knock. Who's there? Myth. Myth who? I myth you too. I'm sure that's what I sounded like when I was missing my front tooth. So now I'm hoping you feel more relaxed because you've had a chance to do a nice deep breathing exercise and laughed at some jokes. And now let's read a beautiful story. Well, it's kind of funny, not beautiful, but the pictures are beautiful. It's called Smelly Socks, and it's written by Robert Munch, and it's illustrated by Michael Marchenko. So on the cover, do you see the cover? It's a girl, and her arms are out, and she is laughing, and she has, I think, smelly socks, because it looks like there's this green mist, smelly, disgusting smelling mist coming from each of her socks. And you have, oh, it must be bad, because you have a skunk running in the opposite direction of the socks. You have a squirrel, looks like a duck, and a gopher with its babies, and probably a dog or something going, ah! And they're all getting out of there. And then in the background, there's a moose whose eyes are really big, like boing, and a raccoon. And then these students, and they're all looking like mortified, but the girl is looking so happy. So this is what it has to say. When Tina wanted new socks, her mom took her to the only store in town. The store only has black socks, said Tina. Can we please go across the river and get some really good socks? We can't drive right across the river because there is no bridge here, said Tina's mom. You know, it is a long, long, long way to the only bridge, and besides, we don't have a car. Oh, and in the background, it looks like there's a man with a box with food and stuff in it, and it looks like there are kids in the background, and there's little husky dogs all over the place, and one husky dog is eating some of the dog food that's falling out of the dog food bag. And it looks like there's a store in the background, and it looks like there are kids playing, and there's a boat in the background and some buildings. And Tina and her mom, of course. So Tina went to her grandfather and said, "Can you please take me across the river in your boat? I want to buy really good socks." "The motor's not working on the boat," said her grandfather. "Row," said Tina. "We can row. I will row and you can sit in the back of the boat." "You will row?" said her grandfather. "Yes," said Tina. "Rowing is easy." And there is Tina talking with her grandfather, and her grandfather looks like he is making sculptures with wood using his chainsaw, and it looks like he's making a bird. And then in the background, it must be the grandfather's art shack. There's a moose head and a satellite dish, so maybe it's not a art shack, it might be where he lives. Oh, and it's overlooking the water. That is my dream, to own a home overlooking the water, because the water is so peaceful. So Tina got in the boat and rowed slowly. Splash, 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 and the boat went in slow circles. Swish, swish, swish. Tina rowed fast. Splash, 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 and the boat went in fast circles. Swish, 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 swish. "This boat has forgotten how to row," said Tina. And there's Tina in the boat, and she's leaning and rowing, and her grandfather is sitting and watching. "You sit in the back and tell me what to do," said her grandfather. So Tina sat in the back. Well, it looks like she's standing, but sat in the back and told her grandfather how to row. And her grandfather rowed all the way across the river. Then they walked all the way through the town to the big sock store. And see, look, Tina's grandfather is helping, and Tina's pointing to the big sock store. Oh, and it looks like, I'm not quite sure if that's a bear or what it is, but there's an animal on a swimming tube with flowers on it, and the animal has glasses and swim trunks. So at the store, wow, look at all the socks. So many different colored socks. Tina tried on socks that were too big, socks that were too little, socks that were too blue, and socks that were too pink. Tina tried on millions and millions of socks. Finally, she found a perfect pair of red, yellow, and green socks. And look, she's jumping up and down. She's so happy. Then, since it was almost time for dinner, Tina and her grandfather ran back to the boat, and this time the boat sort of remembered how to row. Tina rowed around and around and around, and still got to the other side. When they got back, Tina ran home and yelled, "Socks, socks, wonderful socks! These are the best socks I've ever seen in my life. Grandpa rowed me all the way across the river to get these socks. I am never going to take them off." "Never?" asked Tina's mother. "Never," said Tina. "Uh-oh," said Tina's mother. And look at the back. Tina's grandfather, his face is all green and he looks like he's about to throw up. But Tina is so excited about her socks, and her mom is a little concerned that Tina will never take off the socks. So Tina wore her socks for a long time. She wore them for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 whole days. Her mother said, "Tina, I know you love these socks. Just let me wash them really quick. They will start to smell if you don't get them washed." "Socks, socks, wonderful socks," said Tina. "I am never going to take them off." After Tina wore her socks for 10 more days, the kids at school said, "Tina, what a smell! Change your socks." And in the picture, all the kids are pointing to the socks, and one child has their fingers on their nose because Tina's socks smell so bad. And there's this green, stinky mist coming from the socks. "Socks, wonderful socks," said Tina. "I'm never going to take them off." After Tina wore her socks for 10 more days, a whole flock of Canada geese flew over her house and dropped right out of the sky from the smell. Oh, that smell must be so bad now. 2 moose walked through her yard and fell over from the smell. Ducks, raccoons, and squirrels fell over when she walked to school. My goodness, those socks are smelly. Ugh. Finally, even a skunk fell over from the smell. Tina's friends decided to do something. They all came to her house and knocked on the door. Blam, 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 blam! When Tina opened the door, they grabbed her and carried her to the river. Then they held their noses, and took off her socks. Oh, look at her friends. They have a box of soap, and most of them have clothespins on their noses, or a snorkel, or a scarf, or duct tape over the nose, or Band-Aids, so they won't smell the really smelly socks. Some of the kids held Tina, and some of the kids washed the socks. Scrub, 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 scrub. All the fish in the river floated up to the top and acted like they were dead. Oh no! Look at all the fish. Oh, they all look so surprised. And the frog, he's getting as fast away from the ooze of the socks. The kids washed some more. Scrub, 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 scrub. All the beavers ran out of the river and went to live with Tina's grandfather. They washed some more. Scrub, 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 scrub. Far down the river, people said, "How come the river smells like dirty socks?" Oh, and look at the picture. The Tina's grandfather looks like he might be feeding the beavers some food. Finally, the socks were clean again. Look at Tina. Well, she's clean, and her socks were clean, and there's beautiful flower smells from the sock as opposed to the green, yucky smell. Wow, said Tina, they look nicer when they are clean. Wow, said Tina, they smell nicer when they are clean. Wow, said Tina, they feel nicer when they are clean. Tina put on her socks and said, I'm going to wear clean socks from now on. Well, that's a relief. The beavers left her grandfather's house and went back into the river. The Canada geese got up off the ground and flew away. The fish decided that they were not dead after all and jumped and splashed in the river. Well, everyone is looking really happy. The bear, the wolves, the raccoon, the fox, the squirrels. Aw, and there's one squirrel looking up at Tina with a heart just above his head, because everyone is so happy now that it's not a stinky time. Tina went to her mom and said, my socks are nice and clean. I think it would be very nice if you took me to town to get me a nice new red, yellow, and green shirt. Promise to wash it, said her mom. No, said Tina, if I wait long enough, the kids at school will wash it for me. Oh, and look at the last picture of the page. It has Tina wearing green, red, and yellow sweater like her socks, and she's wearing her socks again, and both the shirt and the socks, and it looks like the skunk. They all have really smelly clothes on, so everyone threw them into the water. What did you think of that story? Have you ever had smelly socks like that? If you did, what happened? Did everyone throw you into the water and scrub you and scrub your socks? Or did your mom and dad or grandma or auntie or caregiver, did they wash your socks and shirt? Wow, that was a neat story and just highlights the importance of keeping clean. So, that is the end of our story of smelly socks. And now, let's do that same deep breathing exercise. Ready? Let's inhale deeply for 1, 2, 3, 4. And now let's hold the breath for And now let's exhale out our air for 8, like we're blowing out birthday candles. Oh, that deep breathing is such a good reminder to help our body to relax. And let me lean over and get my joke book and read to you some jokes, because when we laugh, our body automatically relaxes. And you can laugh at the jokes or you can laugh when I don't get the jokes. I just want you to laugh and to relax. So here is one joke. Knock, knock. Who's there? Lass. Lass who? Last I heard, he was headed for Antarctica. Oh, get it? Last for last I heard? Okay. And let's read our second joke. Our second and last joke today. Knock, knock. Who's there? Linda. Linda who? Linda dollar to me so we can share some ice cream? Get it? Lend a dollar? Oh, that was so good. Well, I'm hoping that you're feeling more relaxed now. And remember to click on the subscribe button and then click on the bell icon so you can be notified whenever there's new stories. And you can join in the stories and the deep breathing and hearing new jokes. Well, it's been wonderful spending time with you. And I look forward to next time when we get to spend more time together. Well, until next time, bye!